Hi guys, Alyssa here. I'm going to do a video. I normally record on my iPad, but there's not enough space, so I gotta upload videos that are on my iPad. I gotta watch them and then decide if I want to post them or not because I just ramble a lot. But I'm gonna post this one and then I'm gonna watch the videos. It's about now I got my phone. It's 10 o'clock and Miss Arianna wants me to read her a book before before bed. So this is I guess Ariana's nighttime routine. She's just gonna go to sleep in this cute little kitty outfit because I just changed her and I don't want to change her. So yeah, so we're gonna read two books. It's 10 o'clock, so it's kind of late for her to be up right now, but she took a late nap at the sitters because I was at work, so she's not tired. So we're gonna read Purple, Green, and Yellow and Love You Forever. I have a book that I have for Avery that has like specific her name. I am gonna upload it, but I'm probably gonna. I think I deleted it. I deleted that video, so I'm gonna have to make it over again. So yeah, we'll start with this book because it's my favorite. So, you ready, Arianna? Purple, green, and yellow. This is what I do for a living. Read books to children. Okay. Bridget went to her mother and said, I need some coloring markers. All my friends have coloring markers. They draw wonderful pictures, Mommy, and I need some coloring markers. Oh no, said her mother. I've heard about those coloring markers. Kids draw on walls, they draw on the floor, they draw on themselves. You can't have any coloring markers. Well, said Bridget, there are these new coloring markers. They wash off with just water. I can't get into any trouble with coloring markers that wash off. Get me more of those. Well, get me some of those. Well, said her mother, all right. So her mother went out and got Bridget 500 washable coloring markers. Bridget went up to her room and drew wonderful pictures. She drew lemons that were yellower than lemons, and roses that were redder than roses, and oranges that were orangerier than oranges. Not even a word. Her mother was amazed. She said, wow, my kid is an artist. But after a week, Bridget got bored. She went to her mother and said, Mom, did I draw on the wall? No, said her mother. Did I draw on the floor? No, said her mother. Did I draw on myself? No, said her mother. Well, said Bridget, I didn't get into any trouble and I need some new coloring markers. All my friends have them. Mommy, there are coloring markers that smell. They have ones that smell like roses and lemons and oranges, and even ones that smell like cow plops. Mom, they have coloring markers that smell like anything you want. Mom, I need those coloring markers. Her mother went out and got 500 coloring markers that smelled. Then Bridget went upstairs and she drew pictures. She drew lemons that smelled like lemons, and roses that smelled like roses, and oranges that smelled like oranges, and cow plops that smelled like cow plops. Her mother said, wow, my kid is an artist. But after a week, Bridget got bored. She said, Mom, did I draw on the floor? No, said her mother. Did I draw on the walls? No, said her mother. Did I draw on myself? No, said her mother. Well, said Bridget, I need some new coloring markers. These are the best kind. All my friends have them. They are super indelible, never come off until you're dead, and maybe even longer. Later coloring markers. Mom, I need them. So her mother went out and got 500 super indelible, never to come off till you're dead, and maybe even later coloring markers. Bridget took them and drew pictures. For 3 weeks she drew lemons that looked better than lemons, and roses that looked better than roses, and oranges that looked better than oranges, and sunsets that looked better than sunsets. Then she got bored. She said, "I'm tired of drawing on the paper, but I am not going to draw on the walls, and I am not going to draw on the floor, and I am not going to draw on myself. But everybody knows it's okay to color your fingernails. Even my mother colors her fingernails." So Bridget took a purple super indelible, never come off till you're dead, and maybe even later, coloring marker, and she colored her thumbnail bright purple. And that was so pretty, she colored all her other fingernails, purple, black, and yellow. And that was so pretty, she colored her face purple, green, and yellow, and blue. And that was so pretty, she colored her belly button blue. And that was so pretty, she colored herself all sorts of colors, almost entirely all over. Then Bridget looked in the mirror and said, "What have I done? My mother is going to kill me." So she ran into the bathroom and washed her hands for half an hour. Nothing came off. Her hands still looked like mixed up rainbows. Then she had a wonderful idea. She reached straight down into the bottom of the coloring markers and got a special colored marker. It was the same color she was. She took that marker and colored herself all over until she was her regular color again. In fact, she looked even better than before. Almost too good to be true. She went downstairs and her mother said, "Why, Bridget, you are looking really good today, right?" said Bridget. Then her mother said, "It's time to wash your hands for dinner," but Bridget was afraid that the special color would not stick to the colors underneath. So she said, "I already washed my hands." But her mother smelled her hands and said, "Ah, no soap." She took Bridget into the bathroom and washed her hands and face. All the special color came off, and Bridget looked like mixed up rainbows. "Oh no," said her mother. "Bridget, did you color your hands with the coloring markers that wash off?" "No." "Bridget, did you color your hands with the coloring markers that smell?" "No." "Did you use the super indelible, never come off until you're dead, and maybe even later coloring markers?" "Yes." "Yikes," yelled her mother. She called the doctor and said, "Help, help. My daughter has colored herself with super indelible, never to come off until you're dead, and maybe even later coloring markers." Or, "Oh dear," said the doctor, "sometimes they never come off." The doctor came over and gave Bridget a large orange pill. She said, "Take this pill, wait 5 minutes, and then take a bath." So Bridget took the pill, waited 5 minutes, and jumped into the bathtub. Her mother stood outside the door and yelled, "Is it working? Is it working?" "Yes," says Bridget, "everything is coming off." And Bridget was right. Everything had come off. When Bridget walked out of the bathroom, she was invisible. "Oh no," yelled her mother. "You can't go to school if you're invisible. You can't go to university if you're invisible. You'll never get a job if you're invisible. Bridget, you've wrecked your life." "Don't worry," said Bridget. She ran into her room, got the special colored marker, and colored herself entirely all over until you couldn't tell the difference. In fact, she looked even better than before, almost too good to be true. But her mother said, "Bridget, you can't go through life like that. You're just a picture. Everyone will know there is something wrong." "No, they won't," said Bridget. "Yes, they will," said her mother. She's trying to get away. "No, they won't," said Bridget. "I colored Daddy while he was taking a nap, and you haven't noticed anything yet." "Good heavens," yelled her mother, and she ran into the living room and looked at Daddy. He looked even better than before, almost too good to be true. "Doesn't he look great?" asked Bridget. "I couldn't even tell the difference," said her mother. "Right," said Bridget, "and neither will he. As long as he doesn't get wet." Okay. And now for my favorite book. I have this book too, but we will read that another night. Mortimer. I have to get another couple old Robert Munch books because they're my favorite. Okay, so this is Love You Forever. Okay. I made a saying for these for a couple of my friends who just had babies. A mother held her new baby and very slowly rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she held him, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. The baby grew, he grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was 2 years old, and he ran all around the house. He pulled all the books off the shelves. He pulled all the food out of the refrigerator, and he took his mother's watch and flushed it down the toilet. Sometimes his mother would say, This kid is driving me crazy. But at night time, when the 2-year-old was quiet, she opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, looked up and over the side of his bed, and if he was really asleep, she picked him up and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. While she rocked him, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. The little boy grew, he grew and he grew. And he grew until he was 9 years old, and he never wanted to come out for dinner. He never wanted to take a bath, and when Grandma visited, he always said bad words. Sometimes his mother wanted to sell him to the Sioux. But at night time, when he was asleep, the mother quietly opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, and looked up and over the side of the bed. If he was really asleep, she picked up the 9-year-old boy and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. The boy grew, he grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was a teenager. He had strange friends, and he wore strange clothes, and he listened to strange music. Sometimes his mother felt like she was in a Sioux. But at night time, when that teenager was asleep, the mother opened the door to his room and crawled across the floor and looked up over the side of the bed. If he really was asleep, she picked up that great big boy and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. While she rocked him, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. A teenager grew, he grew and he grew. And he grew. He grew until he was a grown-up man. He left home and got a house across town. But sometimes on dark nights, the mother got into a car and drove across town. If all the lights in her son's house were out, she opened his bedroom window, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of his bed. If that great big man was really asleep, she picked him up and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Well, that mother, she got older. She got older and older and older. One day she called up her son and said, You better come see me because I'm very old and sick. So her son came to see her. When he came in the door, she tried to sing the song. She sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, but she couldn't finish because she was too old and sick. The son went to his mother. He picked her up and rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And he sang this song, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my mommy you'll be. When that son came home that night, he stood for a long time at the top of the stairs. Then he went into the bedroom where his very new baby daughter was sleeping. He picked her up in his arms and very slowly rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while he rocked he sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. And, yep. So, yeah, there is Miss Ariana's nighttime routine. And now I'm gonna rock her to sleep, because that's the only way she'll go to sleep. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.